Some are actually born with some genetic freakishness. I was not. And what people do so well with me is that they forget the first fucking 4 chapters of that book. And all they fucking do, as you read, you start to forget shit. And then you start to hear about running on broken legs and fucking all that sort of shit. And must be, oh my God, pull-up records and this and that. Fucker, don't forget the first 3-4 chapters when I couldn't read as a junior in high school, where I hid out, where I got called nigger, where I got beat so badly that I became afraid of every motherfucker that ever lived on the planet Earth. Everybody. I had to reinvent a human being. I sat at home for so many fucking nights by myself, broken, not just physically, mentally, spiritually, like that chart we have up here with the fucking charity and the fucking family and all that shit. I was looking at it yesterday like this. Fuck. I didn't have any of that shit. Mental toughness, strength, power, shit. I'm like, fuck, man, I was fucked up. But then I sat back and said to myself, I invented a motherfucker. I actually sat back when I was fat, nasty, out of shape, miserable, and created a human being in my mind that didn't even exist. And said, that's what I want to be. I want to be that guy. I want to be a guy that's capable of doing exactly what I'm doing today. And you have to, if you weren't born that guy, that mentally strong guy, he can be made. Woman, man, whatever the hell you are. It can be made. But in making that person, you have to be able to turn down book deals. You have to be who the fuck you are every day of your life, and never care about anybody who gets in your way that said you're not doing something the proper way. I was always afraid of people not wanting to, like, when you get beat as bad as I did, I lied all the time. I wanted to be accepted and loved and all that shit, that I created about 50 people. Whatever you like, I like. Just if you would be my friend, just be my friend. And that's where we get lost in life.
Okay, so what do you say to the girl or guy sitting in this audience that has got a bit of a predisposition to want to be liked by many or most?
If you don't get over that, you're doomed. Because what happens is this: you start to create a whole bunch of people that aren't even yourself. You never figure out who you are. You never live up to your dreams, your ambition. You live up to whoever is around you that you like so much, that you want to emulate and be like so much. You live their dreams. You lose your power. You lose your power. The ultimate power is owning yourself.
David, I'm trying to work out. There's a point that there's this just change that happens. Mm-hmm. Right? There's this point where you've burned the boats, and you're saying that I'm trying to work out, can change happen?
They can. And I get that question a lot. While it helps you, it also hurts you to come from darkness, because why? It's easy for me to sit back and say, you know what? Poopy pants mentality. I want to sit back and let the world take care of me now. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't play sick too long. While my childhood was so messed up, I played sick way too long, and I almost lost tons of opportunities by playing sick. Because it feels good to play sick. My dad beat the fucking shit out of me, man. I couldn't read. I can't read. When I was a junior in high school, I couldn't read. If you live that life, yeah, it feels good for people to, oh man, that's just David, man. He's just not real smart, and he had a bad life, and you get a get out of jail free card. That's nice. It sucks doing what I had to do to get here today. That was not fucking fun. That darkness is not, there's nothing that dark to drive me to the places I had to go to become successful. On the flip side of that, if you come from a silver spoon family, you have to realize that. You have to realize, fuck, there's people out there like David Goggins who had nothing, fucking nothing. And I've had all this opportunity in front of me, and I'm a loser. I'm not shit. So what does that say about me? The conversations are very similar. You have all this opportunity and you've gone nowhere with it. I'm at the bottom of the barrel and it could take me a lot longer just to get where you're at for the starting line, to be fair. So yeah, it's just how you look at life.
Can I ask you, there are people sitting in this room that have had similar backgrounds. Their parents in many ways didn't do, they could have been better in the way that they went about the job as a parent. What do you say to the people that have that belief? There is would you agree that there is a bit of a birth lottery, right? Like you can be born in Ethiopia as a girl, right? And the lottery ticket is quite different to the lottery ticket.
Definitely a birth lottery, yeah. I didn't win that motherfucker. I lost big time.
So what do you say to those persons? Because can I get a show of hands? Who's letting go? Are you still pissed off with your parents, with your dad?
Not at all. So my dad's dead.
When did he
die? I didn't talk about, he died about 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't go to the funeral. I didn't talk about it in Can't Hurt Me. And everybody asked me, what happened to your dad? What happened to your dad? I'm gonna tell you what happened to my dad. So, as you know from Can't Hurt Me, he beat the living shit out of me, my brother, and my mom. Horribly.
Did you fight back against your dad when you were?
Yes, and that's what knocked the courage out of me. So this is where the voice got real loud for me. I would sit back and watch, so one episode, my mom got knocked out top of the stairs. My dad got her hair, drug her down the stairs by her hair. And this is after she took me to the hospital. So I had a really bad earache. Ears were bleeding. I was about 7 or 8 years old. And how this came to be was my dad would always play these mental warfare games. And this is the worst whipping I ever got in my life. Even talk about it kind of fucked me up a little bit. So what he would do is the staircase goes up, and off to your left was his room, off to the right was my room, my brother's room. You wrap on the staircase and you go in this room. He was a fucked up dude, really crazy guy. He had mirrors all on the ceiling for sexual acts, what the fuck he was doing in there, but it's crazy dude. Everything about him was wired wrong. So what he would do is he would make sure that his bed was here and the door would be behind us. So we would have to take our clothes off. And this is after I went to the hospital to get my ears checked out. And lay over the bed, butt naked. And I hear in the hallway this stuff going on. My mom and dad are arguing, fighting, because my mom broke the rules. We're not going to the hospital. We had no insurance. So my mom said, David is going to go deaf. So she took me, broke the rule. I had to go upstairs and wait for my whipping for having fucked up ears. So this is where you don't know what the fuck is going on in life, where you get in trouble for having something happen to you. So your mind's all wired fucked up.